Hello, happy day. It's Tech Issue Wednesday, apparently. So my Wi-Fi went out, which was wonderful. So hopefully it'll hold up. We're crossing our fingers. But if it doesn't, I'll turn on my hotspot and get in that way. So just be patient. If I get kicked out, I will be back. Lost my mind. I've typed the same thing in 4 times. Oh, once I typed it in wrong, once I deleted it, and once I don't even know what I did. So I'm literally just trying to join the meeting on my iPad. Nothing hard, nothing I'm not capable of doing. But apparently it's harder than I thought today. All right. I am really here. I'm so excited. I was telling some people I've had some tech issues where my Wi-Fi went down in the middle of class. If that happens, I get kicked out of my own meeting and I have to log back on. But sometimes it just takes a couple minutes to get on in my hotspot. Okay, so just be patient. I'm coming back, and hopefully you'll be working on an activity anyway, so it won't be a big deal. Okay, let's talk first. Let's talk We Share Wednesday. Okay. It's We Share Wednesday. Unfortunately, I should have reminded you yesterday that today was one of the food distribution days at MCC. So, the United Food Bank does free produce giveaway, and it's from 10 to 12 on one Wednesday of the month at Southern and Dobson campus, and then one Wednesday of the month at Red Mountain campus. So it was today, but it ended at noon. Sorry. I mean, it was on my virtual stuff, like if you connected to MCC, but just know that's available. I'm sure they have other locations if you're in need between those things, but and that's open to anyone in the community. You don't have to show any ID or anything when you come and pick it up. And if you don't have transportation, you can just walk and get it, like if you're taking the bus or whatever. So they're very helpful. So that's my We Share, besides my technology woes. Oh, good. Bethel said she got an email yesterday about the food distribution. Was it from MCC directly? Is that who it was from?
From MCC directly, and also Dr. Anna, can't say her name, but
Annapurna.
yeah,
Yeah.
Dr. Anna Bonner. She
Yeah.
sent an email.
Well, thank goodness that I work with amazing people. So she reminded you. So good, good. And if you follow them on social media, then they also post it on social media. I'm pretty sure I follow them just on Instagram and they post it on there. So that's good. Anyone else want to share anything? Good, bad? I'll share you Tyler's. He's not here. And yeah, this can be oversharing, but it's okay. He's not here, but he really is here. He was just on his way to the store to get a carpet cleaner because his dog peed all over the carpet and the couch. Nice. So Tyler, I just shared that for you. You're welcome. I think Tyler's listening, but he can't log on because he's driving. I mean, he can't be viewing. So anyway, yeah, I'm sure he's excited about that We Share. What does anybody else have to share? Is anything good going on for anyone?
Yes, I paid off my. Oh, no, you're fine. For me, sorry, hold on. For me, I paid off my car yesterday finally, so that's exciting.
That's very exciting. Good job.
I did it in less time that
Congratulations on that.
Thank you. I anticipated in 4 years instead of 6, but I ended up being in 3.5. So, yay me.
Yay you!
That was
for
one
sure.
of the goals I had for 2021, and I accomplished it. So.
Wait, you accomplished it already in February.
February, yeah.
So you're awesome. Now you got to come up with another goal. I hope you have more.
Yes, I do. I have a lot more.
Okay, good. Because I was going to say I can give you some of mine if you don't.
Okay.
Just kidding.
I'll think of some.
Okay, Bree, you're up.
So I wasn't in class yesterday because I let my boyfriend borrow my car while he was just getting his oil changed and crashed it. So now he's broken my laptop and crashed my car. So I'm not very happy. And then I got my laptop back and the left side of the keyboard doesn't work. So I just sent it back and I'm still using my phone. So my 2 weeks have not been very pleasant for me.
Poor Bree, and poor Bree's boyfriend too, because I bet he is feeling awful. Okay, well, I hate to say it, but they say bad thing comes in threes. I've only heard 2 from you, Bree. So beware of whatever the last one is. I'm not trying to curse you, but you might want to just fall out of your chair or something. So then that's your last bad thing. Don't really, because you might get a concussion. That would be terrible. Okay. Anyone else?
I got a scholarship that, I'm sorry.
Let's do Bethel first and then Sunita. Go ahead, Bethel.
So I got a scholarship that paid for my entire semester and a little bit over for summer this year.
Woohoo! That's awesome. Look at those party hats flying. See, everybody's excited for you. That sounds awesome. Good for you. And was it through MCC? Was it through service?
It was through, I can't remember where I applied, but it was the Hendricks Scholarship that paid for it last semester and this semester, but it didn't come through until this semester. So they refunded me the money from last semester.
Good. Excellent. All right, Sunita, I'm ready.
I was stumbling on TikTok last night, and I saw this cool math teacher, and she has these cool TikToks. It's so interesting. I'll show you.
Nice. What was she using?
She also does a multiplication one that I found so interesting.
Oh, good, because we're talking about that today.
I don't know if you found it.
Yeah, I can see it. You guys can pin Sunita too. So you can see it. Interesting.
I went and followed her, and I was watching some of her stuff, so it was pretty interesting. I like that one.
What's her TikTok name?
I will put it in the chat right now.
Perfect. That's awesome. And so did anyone notice on that first one what technique she was using? Because it was one we learned yesterday. It was subtraction.
Constant difference?
Yeah, it was constant difference. You're right. Constant difference, because she subtracted one from both. What would we call those?
Minuend and subtrahend.
You got it. So she subtracted the same quantity from the minuend and subtrahend, which means they're the same distance apart, right? Excellent. Good job. Look at Hannah practicing her vocab. Woot, woot. Love it. Love it. Okay. Anyone else? I love that you guys are sharing mathy things too. Oh, and Jessica asked in the scholarship, did I mention the teacher scholarship? I can't even remember the name of it now. Were we talking about it in class? What's
and I forgot to write it down.
Yeah, what's the ASU teacher one? I mean, it's not just ASU, but ASU has it. It's hold on, I have to think of it. Anyone else know it? I know it.
Is it the Arizona Academy one?
Yeah, the Arizona Teachers Academy.
There we go. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Amanda. Yes.
Is that the one where they pay like full ride and then you just have to work in Arizona for 2 years?
Yes, it is. And it's very competitive. So, and it's first come, first serve kind of competitiveness too. So you want to make sure you apply early, and get in there.
I have a question. So this is something my previous boss told me when I used to work at elementary school. And she said something about how ASU would pay your tuition or maybe part of it if you worked at a Title I school. Do you know if that's true or not, or what's it called?
It's part of, if you just go to ASU and look up all their teacher stuff, then they'll have all the scholarships they have available. So, and it's that Arizona Teachers Academy, but they keep changing the names of those scholarships, but they're there. You can find them. And I know several students that have gotten all of that paid for. So that's awesome, awesome, awesome. And there's special early childhood scholarships. There's all kinds of special scholarships. So good job. Okay, I love our WeShares. No, they have them through NAU as well. So it's just make sure you check with the financial aid department and the education department. Okay. It's not only at ASU. They have it at all the state schools. Grand Canyon has different scholarships, I believe. So just so you know, because Grand Canyon is private compared to ASU, U of A, and NAU. Yeah, to get those scholarships, guys, get those scholarships. You're going to be a teacher. You don't need any student debt, right? Yeah, because you'll never get rid of it. You probably know teachers that still have it, right? Yeah, it's true. It's facts.
I worked with the teacher a couple years back. She had her doctorate degree and she was a Spanish teacher. I was speechless. I was like, how? Yeah. I mean, she likes what she does, but still, I was thinking about the debt.
Right. Well, and depending, there are scholarships for all of those things,
Oh, she said she was like $300,000 in debt. I was like,
oh, that is painful.
Yes. So yeah, I never forgot her.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Like you can apply, especially with Spanish speaking and things like that. You can apply for fellowships and things like that where you should not go into debt like that. I mean, it's hard work to apply for those fellowships and you're working a lot too, but they are out there. So don't let that deter you. Okay, great. I love our We Share. If I stopped you and you still wanted to share something, just let me know. Type it in the chat. Somebody will remind me to share it. So we're going to work on a Jamboard today. I promise we are, for sure. It's a real happening thing. And today's going to be a great day. I was thinking about yesterday after class and I was not happy. And it wasn't with you guys. It was just in general. I just don't like when I have classes that I don't think go very well because I want every day to be a great day. And I thought, okay, so what can I do differently? I already told them what they should do differently, but what can I do differently? And I think I need to narrow my focus a little more and kind of pinpoint exactly what we want to learn in that day. So I'm going to try to do that from here on out. The problem is I'm just trying to cram too much in too small of time, and it's not good for anyone. So I apologize for yesterday. Today's going to be an awesome day. Okay. All right. So, oh, by the way, I've been a grading maniac. Have you noticed? Yeah, I mean, you don't even know because I'm grading my other classes too. So, but some assignments take a lot longer to grade. So, like your discussion boards, I finished, right? Did you see my discussion board comments? Make sure you read through them. Here's what happens on this discussion board. You guys, some of you forget to comment. That happens. Some of you, so if you forgot to comment, make sure you put a reminder on your phone because the comments, you know, it won't be on your to-do list anymore once you do your first submission. So don't forget that. The second thing is some of you had nice comments, but your comments were really like, great job. I loved your drawings or very organized, which is all awesome. But if you read my rubric said they had to be mathematical. So make sure your comments are mathematical to each other. Yes. And some of you were still a little confused and hopefully I clarified that. And I can't even remember. I know I had a couple shining stars on my discussion board that I really, really liked. And I can't remember who they are, but definitely I know Hannah was one of them. Look at Hannah Miles's post. It's a very good post. Oh, somebody used, I can't remember who it was. Somebody used some cool memo app thing that began with a G, maybe. Who was it?
I think that was Tyler. His was like super over the top.
Yeah, Tyler's. So, and so take a look at Tyler's. We'll have him share with us when he can on what that is because I've never heard of that or used it. And a lot of you made a mistake where you used a 2 as one of your digits in base 2. Can't do that, right? There's only 2 bit digits in base 2, and those digits are 0 and 1, right? Some of you, I don't know what happened. You decided that we were going from base 2 to base 10 instead of from base 10 to base 2. So make sure you read carefully. It's okay if you made a mistake. We have a lot of discussion boards, so no worries. Okay. And then the different place values homework, I haven't graded yet, but I know that one takes me a lot longer. As you can imagine, it took you longer to do. It's going to take me longer to grade because I really do give you feedback on all of it. Like can you see like it wasn't on that discussion board, but on the rounding assignment, I just finished grading the rounding assignment. Can you see I draw on your paper? Yeah. So it's just like I'm grading a piece of paper. So that's what takes a long time too. So make sure if you're not looking at that, you look for that. Okay. Okay. Any questions about assignments for this week or anything? Yes, Vanessa, I'm ready.
I was looking at the, I think it's the home base, the one that we have to use the virtual base 10 blocks.
Yeah.
So I noticed, I think it was on the subtraction one for the number 2. Are we still supposed to use the base 10 blocks? Because for number 2, it asks to use the count up strategy, but do you still want us to use the base 10 blocks?
Let me answer accurately. So I will look right in Canvas right now to be sure I'm not lying when I say things.
And then I also, so you said make sure to screenshot the step by step. So as a in regards to the virtual base 10 block. So does that mean like we have to screenshot like when we take away, like we have to remove or add, or just
Yes.
the way it look, just like the overall, like for example, like an addition problem 75 and 17. So we just, how do I say it? We just add all the base blocks in there.
Yeah. So did you look through my slides? I have examples of base 10 blocks and each step.
Yeah,
So
it's the one that you showed us yesterday, right?
yep. And yeah, so I'm looking at the home addition problem. Oh wait, you had a question about subtraction. Hold on, I clicked on the wrong one. I clicked on the addition one. There's the subtraction one. Okay, so yes, and I can show you. Okay. On number 2, it doesn't need, you don't have to use the base 10 blocks. Wait.
Or number 3,
Wait.
right?
Use the count to abstract. Yeah, on number 3, you don't have to on the subtraction problem, but 1 and 2 use the blocks. But on number 3, you do not have to.
So on 2, we have to use the blocks even if it's the count up strategy? You're asking
Yeah.
count up strategy?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so when you use the base 10 blocks, if you just screenshot as you go, you'll just have several screenshots. So what I would do is I would, make some Google Doc. I thought I changed those to Google Docs. That's annoying that they're PDFs. I don't know why they're PDFs, but make a Google Doc and put in all your screenshots and all your steps, and then you can just screenshot that. But I have to look at why that's a PDF. That's annoying to me.
Okay. Okay. So I submitted my addition. So
Okay.
ignore that because I have to redo it again.
You're fine. Oh, you want me to look at it and see?
Yeah, that would be great.
Let me look at it right now. These are great questions Vanessa's asking, because I think it was Vanessa. Sorry, I just moved your screen. Because everybody else will have the same types of questions. So it's good that we get them answered.
But if we draw it and write step by step on the paper and submit it, that's okay too, right?
I want you to be able to use the virtual manipulative.
Okay.
I love that you drew it on paper, but we live in an electronic world now. So we're going to have to at least practice a little bit on it. So yeah, so I'm looking at your, oh wait, I was looking at essays, sorry. Essay turned hers in as well. Okay. So you drew it on one of them.
Yeah, so for my addition, I drew them both for 1 and 2. And then I used the virtual reality one, but like for addition, since it's adding both, do they have to be in the same like the same slots? Because I did the 75 in the top, you know how it's blue and red?
Right.
So like, let's say I use the red for 75 and then the blue for 17, is that fine, or am I supposed to do anything with that?
Well, you need to show the joining of them, because those units, you will have more than 10 units that you have to regroup, right?
Oh,
So you need to
okay.
show that regrouping.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
So let me see how 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What was it? 75 plus 17?
Yeah, so
Okay.
then we would for the 75 and the 17, since there's what was it, 7 and 5 ones, then we just regroup that, right?
Yeah.
And then take a screenshot when we do. So we
Exactly.
set off the original, and then when we do that, okay, that makes sense.
So let me see. I was trying to see if I could show you that on here. Okay, so let me share my other screen, because I have the virtual manipulative up. And I know I said we'd get to work, but I promise you this is important. Okay, so I'm going to share this. Can you see my screen right now? The base 10 blocks?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to start over. I would use the same color, and I'll explain to you why I would use the same color. So if I was going to do 75, if you just click them, they just go on there, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'll do 1. And you can put them down here, even though it puts them up there. 17. And I'll tell you why I use the same one, the same color. And you can, by the way, you can get rid of these lines if you want. Like, that's up to you. You can get rid of all the lines. You can do whatever you want. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so this is what I have. I would screenshot this, right? Model both add-ins. That would be my step. Then you should be able to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You should be able to group these. Why didn't it take that last one? You should be able to group these. Do you notice it made them now long? Yeah. And so now that goes over here. So this is my answer. So I would screenshot this, right? You could screenshot that grouping if you want. As long as you state what you're doing, you should be fine in your steps. Does that help?
So
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense now. I just didn't know like what you meant by like the step by step for the screenshots. So that helps me a lot. Thank you.
And you can ungroup them too, by the way, in subtraction. Do you see? So you can group and ungroup. Okay, Sunita, you had a question too.
So for my grouping one, I kind of just like added them all together on one. And then I screenshotted that one. And then my final answer, I pretty much took out what we didn't need. And I had my full answer on one.
Okay.
I don't know.
That should be fine. But I think if you refer to my slides, I think I have them step by step, handwritten, and then with the screenshots in the slides.
Yeah, I kind of hand wrote mine. And then I also, I don't know if you can see.
Yeah. So,
then-
and that brings up a good thing for me. When you guys are handwriting, you're making your lives much more difficult than they need to be. Remember, we just use a straight line for longs, and then we just use X's for our units. So then they're much more consistent. It'll take you a lot less time. Somebody in here did amazing work. I think it was Bethel, I'm not sure, but drew so many like little cubes, and I was like, oh my gosh, like what a waste of my time. Like, not my time, but your time. I would have had a heart attack. So don't do that to yourselves. Don't overthink it, like go through the steps. But I think you'll be fine.
When I click on the handout where it says handout printed or electronically accessible, it tells me they can't find the page. I don't know if it's a Meet issue or says Google Drive cannot open this page.
It should be a PDF there, Google Drive. I checked on it in our assignment.
I'll wait till after class. I can share that way. I'm not interrupting.
Okay.
Her.
Okay.
Thank
Can
you.
you try this one while you're sitting there? Betty, I'll check it out too while you guys are working. Can you just try any strategy to solve this problem, 413 minus 285? Just try a new strategy, any strategy you want.
You said minus 25, right? 430.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not sharing my screen, am I? I keep thinking I am. Sorry about that. Why aren't you guys yelling at me? It's 400. Now I can't even read it because I'm sharing my screen. Here we go. 413 minus 285. 413 minus 285. All right. Anyone want to share their strategy?
I can share mine.
I'm ready, Alyssa.
Okay, so I don't know if it's any of the properties or they're meshed together, but I kind of figured it worked out for me. So I took away 13 from 400, and then I added the 13 to 285, which made it 298 minus 400, and then that still wasn't good enough for me. So I added 2 more to make it an even 300. So I did 400 minus 300, which was 100, and then I minus the 2 again, and then I got 98.
Okay, talk me through it again. Start over. I'm going to write this time.
I'm so fast. So I had 413 and I took away 13 from that to make it 400. I added that 13 to 285, which made it 298. And then I added 2 more to that to make it an even 300. So it was 400 minus 300 which left me with 100. And then I took 2 away from that, which was 98.
All right, so that is a strategy. Okay. It's a lot going on there. Is it correct?
I hope. I didn't even check it.
Somebody else tell me another strategy you used.
I use the constant difference strategy.
Okay.
So I added 15 to both of the numbers because I wanted to make the subtrahend have zeros in it, so it'd be easier to subtract. So
Keep
that
going.
gives you 428. So that gives you 428 minus 300, I believe. And your answer there would just be 128.
So this is called constant difference, right? Constant difference.
Yeah.
Like if you think of a number line, all we did was shift these 15 units to the right. We shifted both our minuend and our subtrahend 15 units to the right. So now Alyssa's like, it's not right. Like I saw Alyssa like correcting her own. She's like, that's not right. That's not right. So Alyssa, I'm so happy you found your mistake. Why is it not right? Why is this one not correct?
I think because I added the 13, I have no idea. I honestly don't, because I added too much to it and I should have been taking away.
So can anyone spot the error?
I remember when you showed us yesterday with the kids, the first student, I forgot his name, when he did the same thing, you told us that the equal sign meant that the first part equaled 300. So we had to be precise on that.
Yeah, so that's for sure. And this part right here is where your flaw is, Alyssa. When you're subtracting, you have to keep the minuend and the subtrahend the same distance apart. So you subtracted 13 from the minuend, but you added it to the subtrahend.
Yeah.
That actually pushed them closer together, right? So, yeah. And I think why you were confused, Alyssa, because that is a strategy, but not in subtraction. It's a strategy in addition, right? And think about why it works in addition. In addition, if you add and subtract, then you've kept them equal, right? But in subtraction, you're trying to shift them on the number line. So good job, Alyssa. I'm so happy you did that for us. That's awesome, because now you won't do it on the midterm.
No.
There you go. And nobody else will either. So good job. Did anyone use a different strategy?
I use the number line.
Okay.
I forget exactly what it's called, but I'm a very visual learner, so this was just easier for me to see how we got down. So I took 413 minus 200, and then I got 213, and then I took minus 80, which was 133, and then I took minus 5, which was 128. So I did it by like 285 because that was
nice. So you decomposed by place value, right?
Yes.
And you used it on a number line. Excellent. So I only have one criticism about that. I love your work. There's one thing that I disagree with. Can anyone tell what it might be? And it was in the video, and it was in the video wrong, and I haven't fixed it because it wasn't my video. Where should Fort 13 be on the number line?
On the other side, so start with the 285, your lowest. That's kind of what I noticed from it.
Yeah, so
from 285 to add up to 413. And then you whatever you get from the sum, right, is the total of the problem.
Yeah, nice, Vanessa. What's great about that, I know you're like, oh my gosh, now I'm practicing my vocabulary. This is stressful. So yeah, the more you talk out loud, the more stressful it becomes, but that's awesome. So Vanessa's strategy totally works, and we'll talk about that in just a second. But Karina, if we look at a number line normally, 200 would be down here to the left and 400 would be over here on the right. So my only criticism is start. I'm going to erase this and write it down here. Is start with your 413 here. I don't have a problem with anything else. Okay, but start with your 413 on the right since it's larger. And then you can go ahead and do minus 200. I think that's what you did first, right? Which puts you at 213. Then you did minus 85, which for me would be too hard. I couldn't do that math. I would make it easier for myself, right? I would have done like minus 13 and gone from there. But that's just me. She decomposed by place value. Totally works. So what'd you get when you subtracted 213 minus 85?
I did minus 80, but I got 130.
Oh, you did 80. Sorry.
And then I did minus 5, which was 128.
Okay, so 213 minus 80 is what?
133.
133, and then minus 5, which is 128. And so there's your answer. And you can see the 285 right here.
In the video, I didn't understand why she didn't do it like that, but that makes a lot.
Yeah. Good friend of mine, her name is Marsha Corby. She teaches at Phoenix College. She's a friend of mine, but I feel bad because she makes such amazing videos, and I don't want to call her and go, your video is wrong. They already did that to her once, like this week. So, but I'm not making the videos, right? Because hers are so beautiful. I'm like, yeah, fix that one for me. So that's my next video to fix.
She writes backwards. Is that like?
She's not writing backwards.
Okay,
She's writing board, and then it just flips the image. I actually have a light board downstairs. Does anybody know Gabe Ojeda? He's an MCC student. Do you know Gabriel Ojeda, Hannah? Nice. He made me a light board because he made his own light board. Yeah, during quarantine. And he wasn't a student of mine when he made me the light board, and I did pay him for it. So just so you know, there was nothing impropriety going on or whatever, improper. I don't know what that word is. Okay.
It just sounds exactly like him.
Yeah, he's awesome. So he made a beautiful light board. He's amazing. So someday when I figure out how to get my lights right, I'll make my video for me. So Karina, excellent job. And yes, I wondered why she didn't do it that way either. I just haven't been brave enough to point that out yet, but I will, maybe today. Okay. And Vanessa, I want to go back to yours because Vanessa, on yours, that's just a different strategy. It's totally awesome. It's just a counting up strategy. Okay. Instead of decomposing by place value, it's counting up. So you start here at what are we at? 85. Tell me if you did this, Vanessa. You added 15 to get to 300. Then you probably added, I'm guessing, 100 to get to 400. And then you added 13 to get to 420. Sorry, 413.
That's what I did too.
And here's your answer, 128. Who said that's what I did too, Betty?
Me, Betty.
Nice.
Yeah, but the only thing is I did just, I was thinking as a kid, I did 5 plus 5 and then plus 10 to get to my 300 instead of 15.
That's totally fine.
And yeah, that's what I did too.
Awesome. Good job. So practicing these is awesome. Did you have another question, Vanessa? Are you good?
Good.
Okay, excellent. Any other strategies? Did anyone use anything else?
I just wanted to ask, is that strategy called counting up? Like, is that an official name?
Yes. Maybe it's technically called counting on, but if you wrote counting up, I'm pretty sure I'd give you credit for it because that sounds the same. Okay, good. So sorry about that. Now we're going to talk about division and multiplication. Okay. So division and multiplication, it says, suppose someone, an alien, whoever, has never seen a multiplication symbol without using the word multiplication product or any other mathy word, right? What would you say the definition of what a multiplication symbol in this computation? I'm going to give you about 30 seconds to think about it. Okay. Anyone? What does it mean?
So I have an idea on how to explain it. There are 3 groups, and in these 3 groups are 5 units. How many units are there? And I know I used a computational term by saying units.
You're fine. I think you did awesome. How many of you like Elena's explanation? 3 groups, and there's 5 units in each group. Excellent. Nice. I love that. I tend to use a word called copies of. So 3 copies of 5. And copies, groups, they're the same. I just like copies. I don't know why, because I went to a professional development on that model. So what's interesting about that, look right here, Elena, A groups of B items. So that's awesome. Now this is 3 times 4. So 3 groups of 4 items, or 3 copies of 4 items. Now we actually come to an agreement in general in multiplication to use a consistent model. And the consistent model that we use is that the first number tells you the number of groups or the number of copies. And the second number tells you the size of the group or how much is in each copy. Now, pay special attention to this, because if I switch these numbers in a multiplication problem, which by the way are called factors, right? If I switch them, I still get the same product, but I don't get the same picture. So if I do 4 times 3, that's 4 groups of 3, not 3 groups of 4. Do you see how it gives you a different picture? And you are all fine with whatever, 3 times 4, 4 times 3, I get 12 either way, who cares? Well, if you're learning this for the first time in first or second grade, you care, because you don't even know what's happening. You're like, wait a minute, what? And if your teacher is not consistent and flip-flops, your brain gets confused. So keep a consistent model. Some of you who are, really have it down are going to be like, what? Wait a minute. So I drew my picture backwards. Yeah, you drew your picture backwards. So be careful. Okay. So the first number is the number of groups or the number of copies. The second number is how much is in each group or the size of the copy. Now, categories of problems, and then I'm putting in your breakout rooms. Hopefully you previewed this. There's basically multiplication. Remember how we talked about addition and subtraction problems? Now we're talking about multiplication and division situations, okay? So in multiplication and division, we can have equal groups, which they would have sets or groups of objects, just like we just talked about, or 3 bags with 5 peaches in each bag, right? It's like repeated addition. So that's an equal groups problem. A rate problem, I think that's self-explanatory. If it says miles per hour, cost per peach, anything like that, that's a rate. Now, It can also be considered a rate problem can be confused with equal groups, as you can imagine sometimes, and you'll see that, okay? Multiplicative comparison, as soon as you hear that word comparison, you should know, right? So when it says something like, John drives 4 times as far as Sally to get to work, right? So do you see drives 4 times as far? So that's your multiplicative comparison. There's 2 other ones. Area, I think these are the easiest to identify, right? When you can see a rectangular region, right? If it's 2 feet by 4 feet, then it's 8 square feet. That's an area problem, okay? And then the last one, combinations. So these are fun problems, I think. It goes to probability that we'll talk about later, or if you took 1 for X, you talked about these. So for example, if the number of combinations there are with an entree and a dessert from a menu, how many entree choices do you have, right? How many dessert choices do you have? That's a specific problem. So does everybody understand those 5 categories? You can refer to the slides if you need to. I'm going to put you in your breakout rooms. You're going to have to make a copy of the Jamboard as a team. So if you want to make your own copy, that's fine, but it's going to be easier if you do it as a team. So I'm going to say the person in your group with the next closest birthday should make a copy of the Jamboard, unless they can't and someone else needs to do it. Yes? Okay. And then what you're going to do, let me explain it to you. It's a card sort. It's nice. Okay, it's a card sort problem. Please tell me I just put a Jamboard in there. I don't know if that's a Jamboard. Yay, it is. Okay, so on your Jamboard, you're going to copy the, sorry, I thought I just had it right here. My screen is being non-responsive. Okay, so here comes the Jamboard. So copy the Jamboard first so you're all not messing with it. These cards are all the questions you're going to categorize. So you can click on it and you can duplicate it, just copy it, you know, your shortcuts for copying. And then you're going to put it where it goes in here. Do you see I did the first one for you? Joanne's Bakery has muffin tins that hold 6 muffins each. The bakery can put 15 tins in the oven at the same time. How many muffins can be baked at one time at Joanne's Bakery? So I copied that from the slide before, literally like copied it and put it over there. And then I wrote the math sentence. Don't worry about writing the math sentence first. Just go ahead and get all the groups where they go. Notice the next page has the other 2 on them. So your task is to take all these cards and get them in the right categories. If you finish that, then go ahead and go back and you can answer those questions, but definitely get them all sorted. Okay. Any questions? Okay. Some of you didn't have your numbers by your rooms, so it's going to take me a minute, but I open the rooms right now. Michaela, what group are you in?
Group 3.
Okay. Karen's an 8. Sorry, I just got to get you to 8. Tyler, what number are you in? If anybody knows, just tell me.
He's in my group 4.
Okay, Tyler's in 4. Oh my gosh, I don't even know just what happened. My whole computer is having an attack.
Hi,
Tyler?
sorry, I'm in 4.
You're good. Tyler's in 4. Kelsey's in 7. Hold on. Kelsey's in 7. And Amanda's in 4. Okay, I think I have you all in the right rooms. No, I do not have Michaela in the right room. There we go. Now you should be good. Okay.
I don't think mine's giving me the option to go into a room. Oh, there it goes.
Did you find it? Okay, good. Hi, guys. Did you guys finish? Yay, excellent. We're just waiting for everyone else to come back.
I was talking and I muted myself. The email I sent you was just the error that it was showing when I was trying to click on.
Hi, guys. All right, welcome back. I know, best laid plans. First of all, I'm really happy that you guys all got to work on that Jamboard and you were figuring things out because that's your team to do your team project on too. And I'm pretty sure I visited every room. Am I wrong? Is there a room I missed? Okay, I think I visited every room. Now, I know we didn't get through the slides. That should be no shock at this point, right? I know you're devastated, right? It always happens every day. No worries. It's okay. We're going to continue multiplication tomorrow. It's not like I'm throwing division in your face tomorrow, right? We're doing that on Monday. So this is multiplication and division. Did you notice some of the problems are multiplication and some of the problems are division? Yeah. So that's what the goal of this was. Remember, you're only submitting one per group. And when is the due date? Is it tonight? Let me look if it's tonight. I thought we would get it all done, but it is
It's
tonight.
today.
Is anyone having a panic attack about it being today?
No.
Okay.
It's due by midnight, right?
Yeah, by midnight tonight. If anyone's having a panic attack about that, send me an email. Okay. But I think it's doable. I don't think you're too traumatized. Just make sure you follow the directions. I just put the exit ticket in the chat. I'm going to hang out here for a few minutes and answer any questions about Big Pig Barn that I feel like maybe someone's crying about. So let me know if you need anything. And otherwise, I decide in your group who's your submitter. You guys can all work on the Jamboard. You don't have to talk to each other, right? Right now, like if you got places to go, you're good to go, right? Do your exit ticket. I think you're capable. It's okay if you get them wrong. Okay, no worries. It doesn't count against your grade. On the assignment on Canvas, the assignment where you submit it is called Multiplication and Division Story Problem Sort. And the first thing it says is we will be doing this assignment in class. So that's the one you submitted on. Okay. Okay. If you have any questions, let me know. Thank you for being great today. Every room I came into was working, talking, mathing it up.
I have just a question on the error that it was giving me.
Yeah, I was going to look on that, Betty. Hold on one second. Let me look it up.
Okay. And then I was just saying earlier, but you muted me, that I had sent you the email about the screenshot of what the error was giving me.
Oh yeah, I got your email. So
Okay.
that's good. But I'm going to look at it right now because it's weird that I have PDFs there because I swear I made them Google Docs so they would be easier.
Yeah.
But I might have dreamt that, but I will check that right now. Sometimes I have multiple documents of the same thing. You ever have
Yeah,
that?
because yeah,
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
And also I was talking to Vanessa. She said she was able to open them just fine. And then I'm like, well, what computer do you have? Or what are you using? She's the same as me, a Mac. And I'm like, that's
when
weird.
you click on it, I'm going to look at your error message that you sent me. Yes, because if she can open it, you should be able to open it.
Yeah.
But it's still
and
would
then
be nice if it was a Google
she
Doc.
emailed it to me.
Yeah.
And then even when she emailed it to me, it was still, I couldn't open it. So I don't want to open it later on and the issue comes up again.
Right. And the other thing I'm going to tell you, if we can't figure it out here, and I might have you share your screen in just a minute, but if we can't figure it out here, I'm going to have you click on, have you ever clicked on that Thunderbird tech support button?
No.
That button on the left-hand side of Canvas,
see it.
That's just people at MCC. Okay. It says blah, blah, blah. Sorry, the file you've requested does not exist. That's weird. because we know the file exists. Okay, I'm going to share this link again and see what it says. I'm going to put it in the chat for you, Betty.
Okay.
Just tell me if you get the exact same thing when you click it.
Huh, no, I was able to see this one.
Oh, okay. Well, that's even weirder. That's even weirder, but let me send you the other one too.
Okay.
So that was the home edition one, and then I'll do the subtraction one. And then I'll still try to change them to Google Docs just because that would be easier. But at least this will get you access to what even the problems are. Yeah. You can make your own Google Doc. It doesn't have to be on that form, right?
Oh, okay.
So if you want to make your own because it's easier, just title it Home Edition Blocks or whatever, and you'll be fine. Okay, so let me do this one. And one of it, what's weird, because one of them's a doc and one of them's a PDF. I have no idea why they are this. Yes, I'm ready.
Sorry, I feel like I keep on trying to cut you off. Sorry.
No, you're good.
So for example, for the addition assignment, it has 2 questions. So basically we said, I heard you talking to Vanessa earlier, she was asking the question, do we submit this portion too, or do we just submit the blocks?
It's one assignment. So where it's home edition assignment, I want to see the sentences and the pictures side by side, just like in my slides.
Okay.
For both problems in one document.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you taking the time to help me.
Nope, you're good. So you have access to those. I'm going to go try to fix them too, but I don't want to hold your progress up.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yep.
All right, bye.
Anyone else? Questions? I'm ready.
I had a question really quickly. So I got my rounding activity grade back. Yeah. And you said I was missing the second sheet. I had resubmitted it just earlier. I was wondering if you got the second sheet.
Let me check right now. Yeah, it was weird because you usually submit both sheets. And I was like, wait a minute, where's the rest?
Yeah, I might have accidentally exported just that one page instead of all pages.
Yeah, I do that all the time. Yes, I can see the second page now. So I'll regrade.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Excellent. What other questions? Yep. Bye, Sunita.
Oh,
What else we got?
So how do we know how we decided the multiplication or division? Because I've been thinking about that and I genuinely don't know how I decided that.
Other than did I have to multiply them or divide them to get the answer?
Exactly. Yeah, I think that's probably not the answer.
It's probably there's some words that give you some clues in there, right? So
okay, that's what I was thinking about.
I just lost all of my problems. Am I breaking up really bad because my internet's bad?
Not really.
Okay, good. So read me a problem and okay, so for example, I think it's easier to focus on the division ones because they just sound weird to me when I read them. You know, so let's look at a division one. Pick one that was division, and then we'll talk about how we knew.
N, the crayons.
N. The first grade has 235 crayons. They're kept in 5 containers. How many crayons are in each container? So that each word, right?
Yeah.
Or when it says those kind of things, it's in the wording how you know, right?
Well, yeah, but not all of there's not like trigger words in each one. Like a backyard garden plot encloses 36 square feet of area, is 4 feet wide. How long is the garden? Like how long is the garden? That could easily be a multiplication question.
What's the key in that problem?
I don't know.
Vanessa knows. What's the key in that problem? Oh, were you just waving by?
Saying bye, but
She was waving by and I was like,
it's
thought she
okay.
was excited
What's
to
the
answer.
question?
It's okay. I'll
Which-
answer. Bye, Vanessa. You're fine. I thought she was so excited to answer. Okay, so I'm going to read it, Hannah. A backyard garden plot encloses 36 square feet of area. It is 4 feet wide. How long is the garden? What's the key that told me I had to divide, not multiply? It's the units in that problem, right? One's in square feet and one's in feet.
Yeah.
I will, right? Then I must divide, right? Because the only way I'm getting square feet is if I multiplied feet times feet. So if I have different units in square feet, like different dimensional units, right? One's in square units and one's in linear units, then I would know I had to divide.
Okay.
Yes, these are
So
thinking
when we
problems.
answer that question, how do we decide? When we answer that question, how do we decide? There's going to be different, it's all about the wording as like an overall answer, but there's different categories of wording that help us know multiplication or division.
Yeah, and sometimes a picture, right? How we would model the problem, right? Would tell us if it's division or multiplication. Keywords, right? Modeling ideas. Absolutely. I don't think
Okay.
you can be
I'll
wrong
keep
on
thinking about
that.
it.
I don't think you can be wrong on that. I just want to hear your thinking.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
You still have office hours tonight, right? 7:30?
I do. 7:30 tonight.
I will see you
What are we
there.
talking about, Alyssa? What are we going to talk
I
about?
haven't wrapped my brain around Big Pen and Big and Pig Barn, so I'm gonna dive into that a little bit, and then I'm gonna attack you with some questions later.
That's awesome. I'm so excited. Who else has a question?
I do.
I'm ready, Kelsey.
So, I'm kind of like Alyssa. I was gonna come, well, I don't know if I'm gonna come in depending on this, but I'm still kind of lost on the big pig and barn assignment. Like, I don't know exactly how you want it in the discussion because I did kind of bad on the last discussion, so.
Okay, so it's easiest if you follow the 4-step method, like understand the problem, right? So if I write my givens, goals, and conjectures down, you can even use the template idea, right? You don't have to write on the template, but and so do your givens, goals, and conjecture. Then step 2, devise a plan. How are you going to solve it? If you focus on OS and check, your life is going to take a long time, right? So you might want to choose another strategy besides guess and check. And then the third step is carry out the plan. So what are you going to do? If you're going to guess and check, that's totally fine as long as you have some kind of pointed guesses. And you're going to show me all your work on step 3. So don't just give me the right answer and nothing else, because I guarantee you didn't guess right the first time, right? So do that. And then the last step, step 4, looking back, how are you going to verify that you know you have the right answer? And the easiest way to verify is to go back to the original givens, goals, and conjecture and say, do I meet the criteria of the problem? So does that help you, Kelsey?
Yeah.
Okay. And so are you doing okay? Did you solve the problem yet?
Yeah, I solved the problem. I just don't know how to write it.
Excellent. So you can do the POYA 4-step method. I think that's the easiest way to make sure you get it all down right.
Okay.
Good. And then you can just upload it if you do it on paper, or you can do it electronically, whatever's easier for you. Some people are getting better at Google Docs. So they're typing things in Google Docs, and then maybe they draw a picture on paper and they just insert that picture into their Google Doc. Somebody was really good maybe it was you, Karina, I don't even remember who it was, who put a picture and then words and then a picture and then words on their discussion board post. So I don't know how to do that. I mean, that's kind of complicated. You don't have to do that.
Okay.
Okay. Does that help?
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay. Come visit me tonight if you need to.
Okay.
Okay. See you later.
See ya.